Well, hello and happy Wednesday. It is time for our evening meditation. I'm Reverend Robin Nashok, and we are going to make a few moments for our inner voice to speak with us this evening. And this is just that time that we can take a break from whatever is going on in our lives today at this moment, so we can put off dinner or thinking about work or our kids or our pets, or just so that we can have these few moments for ourselves and for each other. Now, if you want to include others in your space in these moments, well, I am certainly excited about that. So I welcome if you choose to bring other people that you care about into these moments, wherever you are. I certainly do not object, and I certainly invite a community building just that way. So whatever works for you, this is your time. And so again, we use a beautiful deck of cards called the Osho Zen Tarot deck, and we just use these cards to give us a prompt for the day, to get us thinking about an aspect of our lives that we are having questions about or want to set an intention about. And the cards just give us just a prompt, just something to think about as we go deeper into our meditation and into our reflection. And of course, in order to set that intention and reflection, I encourage us all to write our intentions down on a little slip of paper, which I gather the energy from while we meditate. If you just kind of hold on to that paper while we're meditating, I collect the energy into this little paper. It all just comes toward this space. And this is true whenever or from wherever you are meditating this evening. So you might be watching us in the live stream or catching us on the recording. And whenever that is whenever your energy is coming this way and adding to the energy of the community for a greater good, for a more robust response to our individual requests and intentions for our meditation. So it just is about community. We can all make time to meditate ourselves anytime during the day, wherever we are. But this experience is one where we can gather and focus and cone that energy and then send it out into the universe, where all of our intentions, all of our wishes, all of our dreams and desires, should we choose to articulate them, have the opportunity to come to fruition. So with that in mind, let's just make a few moments. We're going to go a little more quickly today. I managed to throw my back out yesterday, and I have limited time where I can be sitting straight up. So let's make this happen. Let's first take those few moments to reflect and to think about our intention for this evening, either as a question to the universe to be answered by the card and by our subsequent meditation, or perhaps as guidance or direction that we must or are waiting to see for ourselves. So either way, as a question or as the guidance, we're just setting what we would like to experience or what we would like to know or learn as a result of this experience and meditation this evening. So I'm going to do that. If you could do that as well, that would be just beautiful. Turn up the music just a little bit so we can meditate, reflect together. All right, so hopefully you've had time to reflect, and perhaps you may want to keep these little slips of paper, or you might want to have a journal that you bring with you each Wednesday night for this specific meditation, so that you can track as the year goes on what your intentions were. However you want to do it, so that you can maximize those intentions, so that you can see the pattern and the thread, perhaps that exists through all of the intentions that you set for yourself, and perhaps how they might be unfolding each week after the meditation is done. So you could be seeking answers that you receive either during the meditation or immediately following or in the days after, and perhaps they are leading you somewhere. They are leading you somewhere, and how do they relate to the following week? And then you can begin to look as the year progresses as to what your progression is, what you're asking for, what you are setting intentions for. Just a suggestion. I send mine out into the universe. A lot of times I like to personally, when I'm setting intentions such as these, to almost forget that they've happened, and then to be awakened to them when they actually do happen in my life as they play out. So I've set my own, I've written my own, and then also I have written this little slip that says everyone's intentions. And so that means that that's where all of your energy is being collected. And at the end of tonight's meditation, we will set these aflame and send them out into the universe to be manifest and to come back to us, not into the ether, because you know what? They've already existed. These requests, these heart's desires, these intentions, they're already there. The universe, your inner voice, knows of them. We are just bringing them out. We are bringing them into the open, and we are declaring them so that they can be made manifest. And then, of course, we draw the cards to help guide, to help answer that question. So let's do that now, shall we? I'm going to shuffle. Last week, we had one that brought about tears, and it actually worked out unbelievably synchronously, because it was about releasing ourselves from our own ice, from our own freezing of our emotions, of our feelings, of our desires, and through the warming effort of our own emotions and tears, they are released into the world. Now, last week I allowed myself to go with you into that space where my ice melted. I felt tears coming down to break the ice, to melt the ice so that my emotions could flow. It wasn't until yesterday, until I sustained this little issue that's been coming along for a while. But with this issue that affects my back and I think part of my hips and walking, I was at a point, there are the dogs, like clockwork. I was at a point where I really have not been before, and that was release, crying from the actual physical pain, which also was part of a kind of an emotional panic. What would this mean for me if this was something that needed to either be taken care of or would be chronic in my life? So there was this moment where I might have put it away. I might have iced it, if you will, to get through what I was going through. And instead, I allowed that ice to melt. I allowed those tears to flow. And when they did, I believe I was able to go to bed and to the healing process or the understanding process to begin right from those moments. So I can say that last week's card of isolation and the tears that melt our own icing of our emotions actually worked for me this week in a very surprising way. So, which I consider a miracle. So here we go. Shuffling around. I'm going to choose the top card. When I choose the card, that top card, it means that it's the card that we all have chosen. So I am our proxy this evening, for lack of a better word, because we've agreed to send our energy there as I've shuffled. top card is the one that represents all of our intentions, all of the things we are seeking guidance about, which I find so interesting because it's one card that's answering all of our individual questions in some way. And this is not the option to say, oh, that doesn't work for me. This card is the answer, and our meditation is the way to discover how. This card is the answer, and the answer is, oh, this is exciting. I don't think we've ever had this card before. The card is the Rebel. And it's a gorgeous card. It's a beautiful card that I'm excited to find out more about. I gotta be honest, rebelling was not my way growing up at all. So there it is. And it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. So let's take a close look at it together. So we see the figure holding his torch and flame. He has got wings on his back, and he's breaking the chains. So having not read about this card in a very long time, I'm going to make I'm going to intuit that this card really is about us breaking the chains of the conformity, perhaps, that we have found ourselves in, of the day-to-day, perhaps mindless rituals or mindless thinking that we have found ourselves in. One of the things I've learned in this last week is that it is often our thoughts we are not our thoughts, but we allow those thoughts to control us without thinking about the thoughts. So once we are able to realize that we are not those thoughts, we are able to break free, we are able to be rebellious in our own evolution, in our own enrichment, by seeing and realizing that we are more than our thoughts, we are more than our actions, we are beyond all of our human existence. And this card, I think, when we see the flames and we see other aspects of this deities or this divine being's spirituality, we're seeing a way to break free and to ascend and to go beyond our human limitations of just the thinking or just the physical world or just our barriers that we've created. So let's check out. And this is a major arcana in the Rider deck. We keep drawing quite a few major arcana cards. It's card number 4. So here we go. The powerful and authoritative figure in this card is clearly the master of his own destiny. On his shoulder is an emblem of the sun, and the torch he holds in his right hand symbolizes the light of his own hard-won truth. Glorious. Whether he is wealthy or poor, the rebel is really an emperor because he has broken the chains of society's repressive conditioning and opinions. This is the Emperor card. He's formed himself by embracing all the colors of the rainbow, emerging from the dark and formless roots of his unconscious past, again, unconscious living, and growing wings to fly into the sky from his conscious existence. His very way of being is rebellious, not because he is fighting against anybody or anything, but because he has discovered his own true nature and is determined to live in accordance with it. Oh, this is gorgeous, just beautiful. The eagle is his spirit animal, a messenger between earth and sky. The rebel challenges us to be courageous enough to take responsibility for who we are and to live our truth. Oh, I've got chills from top to autumn reading this card and its beauty and its symbolism and its gloriousness. So let's read more about the rebel. People are afraid, very much afraid of those who know themselves. They have a certain power, a certain aura, a certain magnetism, a charisma that can take out alive young people from traditional imprisonment. The enlightened person cannot be enslaved. That is the difficulty, and cannot be imprisoned. Every genius who has known something of the inner is bound to be a little difficult to be absorbed, is going to be an upsetting force, a disruptor, if you will, in today's language, right? The masses don't want to be disturbed, even though they may be in misery. They are in misery, but they are accustomed to the misery. And anybody who is not miserable looks like a stranger. The enlightened person is the greatest stranger in the world, does not seem to belong to anybody. No organization confines this person, no community, no society, no nation. This is one where we are to be living as our true, authentic selves. We can be rebellious. We can shake things up, not for anybody else, but for ourselves. The rebel is not someone who's out there drumming up challenges for their own pleasure. They're doing it because they must be who they are. So this is a way that we can perhaps discern when we encounter rebels in our lives. Because those who really are have made that step for themselves to become and to live authentically as themselves aren't doing it to upset you. They're not doing it to trigger you. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with me. They are the rebel because they are choosing to live for themselves. And it's mind-boggling to our egos that they aren't doing it to upset us, that they aren't doing it to trigger us. They're simply doing it to live their own truth. So let us meditate together tonight on what it means to become that rebel, to be this glorious emperor of all of the kingdoms in our lives, all of our emotions, all of our feelings, all of our anger and sadness and joy, all of it. We are the master of these things. We are the emperor of all kingdoms in our own lives and essences. So let's go deep. Let's go deep. We're going to start by taking a few breaths together. Let's do that now. Relax wherever you are. Find your nest. Make it comfortable, yet also make it so that you are able to stay alert and with intention and aliveness. Let's take that first breath together. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And one more deep breath. Inhale. And exhale as you close your eyes. Just allow them slowly to flutter shut. The card remains on the screen for you to check out whenever you like. And let us, as we hear the tones, allow our breathing to return to a very natural but intention state. Inhaling and exhaling. And as we take these deep breaths together, let's imagine our bodies relaxing. Starting from our toes, imagine a beautiful, warm flame of your favorite color moving up through your body, relaxing it, freeing the essence that is within inside it to float and to be together this evening. As that flame moves up from our feet, through our calves, over our knees and thighs, over our hips, and up through our torso, and up through our chest area. That flame burns so gently and soothingly, relaxing us and releasing our essence. Up through our shoulders, out through our upper arms and lower arms, and hands and fingertips, and up through our neck. That flame burns soothingly, releasing all physical and emotional pain, and releasing the comfort and safety and confidence of our own beautiful essence. Up through our cheeks, and our eyes, and our ears, and our forehead, right up through the crown that flame has burned, releasing our very beautiful, glowing essence. And here, in this space where our essence exists, we begin to reflect on the card that we have seen, the strength of this card, the power that we see from the flame of the sun to the wings of the eagle, to the chains that are breaking free all around us. This is our essence at this moment, free, flying, soaring, as the chains of our own limiting thinking are released and drop away around us. Let's turn our attention to that flame that burns as our essence, the flame in the sky that is us. And imagine that flame having the wings of the car. Imagine that flame being the color that is our favorite color, the color that we feel represents us, is our essence. And imagine the eagle's wings attached to that flame, flapping and extending long. With each flap of those wings, the flame begins to burn more brightly. The flame crackles with power. And as it glows, the wings flap harder and harder. Carrying us higher and higher. And yet bringing us also deeper and deeper. So the wider the flame becomes, the more the wings flap, the more they extend as we go higher and deeper into the universe that is inside us and around us. This is our essence. And as the rebel, we have transcended anything that has limited us, anything that has kept us in misery. We have chosen to be different, to think differently. And that difference is simply by being our true selves. And so we think of any pain that we might be experiencing. If it's causing misery, can we choose to allow it to burn from the flame and fly away? Whether it's physical or emotional or spiritual. The flame burns away our misery, shows us that we can, in fact, be our true essence of love and perfection, free from pain and anxiety and angst and trauma. We can fly, we can soar, and we can experience all of the kingdoms of our essence. And we can know who we are in them. We can allow our feelings and our thoughts to speak with us without becoming them. The rebel fights against nothing. The rebel simply lives as the authentic self that he or she is. It's an essence, a being. It is free. There are no burdens. It is powerful. For it lives and lives in reality, its own real world, its own life. Regardless of where it is placed or living, the rebel knows the rebel within. Carries that rebel, lets the flame of that rebel ignite when it needs to, or fly away high or deep when it needs to. We are never, ever cut off from this part of ourselves. It is who we are. We are simply remembering it this evening. Burning brightly, feeling the flame, feeling the wind of the wings, and feeling the weightlessness of being free from the chains of our conformist way of being. We are free. We are light. We are bright and light. We are powerful, yet peaceful. For we know who we are. We just simply live who we are. And we just breathe in this beauty and this calm. Now, as we often do in our meditations, as our essences, we just open ourselves up to the essences that are around us, all that have joined us in this community this evening or whenever we are participating in this specific meditation. We greet one another with a knowing brightness. Once we have greeted one another, let us choose to return to our physical selves, and that we can do just by recognizing the breath that has continued in this space. We catch that breath. We catch it. And we allow it to fill ourselves. We allow it to fill that physical body that has remained here in the earth plane. Breathing and breathing and breathing. Let us take our breaths that return us fully, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling again and exhaling. And one more deep breath and exhale. And here we are together. The card is going to stick with me, and I encourage you to renew that vision of that card by coming back to the recording of this video, because that card is such a powerful, the fire and the wings and the release. We are the emperor of our own lives, of our own essence. We are powerful and strong and free from whatever is causing us misery if we choose to know that. Beautiful, beautiful. So let us send those intentions. Let us send all of the connections to the emperor that we have made, all of the connections to the rebel in us, the rebel that is not fighting against the world. The rebel is simply living authentically as ourselves. So I'll start by letting mine burn into the flame. If you can see it here, glowing brightly. Yes, yes, yes. You release. Say goodbye. And I know that it's coming back to me. This is all of ours. Everyone's intentions right here. me out to the flames so that we can evolve, become, stay the rebel that we are. Once again, everyone is the rebel. Everyone is the intention of living their authentic life, being their authentic selves. Let's quickly check in. Kathleen, thank you for joining us on Zoom this evening. I'm so grateful for that. Always appreciate you being here and our lifelong connection. Let's see who may have joined us on Facebook. Hello, Facebook. There's Nina. Hi, Nina. Good to see you. Wherever you've joined, from wherever you've joined, glad that you're here. There's Kat. Sending you lots of healing, Kat, if you're watching tonight. Lots of healing and lots of joy. May you receive all the joy that you are so entitled to. Just know that. And let's check out YouTube, see who has joined us on YouTube tonight. And if you are here, and if I missed you as we've chatted this evening, I hope you'll forgive me. I hope that you will know that I can see your comments whenever. So, say something. If you had a good time tonight, if you've learned something about yourself, or if you join next week and are able to take this meditation and remember something from it and apply it in your week, so grateful if you can share it with us in the community, and always grateful to be here with you every Wednesday evening. So with that, I bid you adieu, and we'll be welcoming February next week, a new month, new opportunity to begin something or to keep something going, keep the flames going, or to start a new fire. So I bid you good night, beautiful night that is full of rebellious you-ness. See you next week. I love you. Be well.